Hello, Dr. Devika. Today, Junie and I will be presenting the topic wind turbine. Wind turbine is a device that converts kinetic energy to electricity. There are three types of wind turbine. The first is the horizontal axis wind turbine. Second is the vertical axis wind turbine. And lastly, the bladeless wind turbine. Bladeless wind turbine is also known as vortex turbine. It is a greener alternative and innovative way to harness energy from wind. It has a vertical, slender and cylinder-shaped device and mostly made out of recycled plastic. It has two main parts, a fixed base and a flexible mass. The shape is something like this, the fixed base at the bottom and the flexible part at the top. So when wind passes, the flexible part will vibrate back and forth rapidly and generates electricity through an alternator system made by coil and magnet. There are three different types of vortex bladeless. First is the vortex nano. It is 1 meter high and can produce 3 watts of power. It is mainly designed to bring energy to off-grid locations for low power systems. Second one is the vortex Tacoma. It is around 3 meter high and can generate 100 watts nominal power output. It is designed for small-scale residential or rural autonomous operation. Lastly is the vortex Atlantis. It is much higher than the other two. It is around 9 meter to 13 meters high and can generate 1000 watts nominal power output. It is designed for residential and rural autonomous operation and complementary installation with solar buildings and factories.
I would like to talk about how actually the wind turbines works. It is actually a harness wind energy from a family members of vortexity that is called the vortex trading. So basically, the wind will pass through the vortex structure, which is added to the side of the wind turbine, and the wind turbine will start to oscillate to make the cylinder oscillate in a series of wind range. Either it is very strong wind or actually it's a very weak wind. Then it will start to generate the electricity through the alternator system that is built in. So in conclusion, basically the wind turbine is not an actual turbine.
Now I will talk about the advantages of using vortex wind turbine. It is mechanically much simpler. It can work over a range of speed from very high to very low in residential and rural environments. It does not produce noises and does not require a lot of maintenance compared to the traditional wind turbine. Since it has only a few moving parts, it does not pose a threat to the birds. Now I'll pass to Junie to continue with the presentation. Thank you.
I'm Junior. Today I would like to talk about the disadvantages of the bladeless wind turbine. The bladeless wind turbine are still in their infancy. They are far more less efficient when it comes to converting the captured wind power and convert it to the electrical energy, which also limits their own temptation to be commercialized. In the data that I found from internet, the research has shown that solar power is far more efficient, far more cheaper, and far more less degrade when it comes to generating the electricity. From the data, on average, a 5 kilowatt per hour wind turbine will cost more than 60,000 USD, and they are only generating around 8,000 kilowatt per hour. The wind turbine also have degrading 1.6% on each year when it generate the electricity. In contrast, a solar panel, which are 6 kilowatt solar system, only cost around 13,000 USD, and they are generating more than 9,000 kilowatt per year, and they are also degrading far more slower with the bladeless wind turbine, which is 0.5% each year. Furthermore, the bladeless wind turbine must overcome the waddle speed, which generating the substantial quality of power. With the high oscillation speed, there will be a very greater stress on the foundation of it. So the foundation of the bladeless wind turbine must be very strong and must be constructed very expensively. The electric generation is influenced by the change of atmosphere, so that some places in the earth might not be able to use the bladeless wind turbine. Furthermore, depending on the desired outcome, the mast height must be very high in order to generate such high power when it comes to generating the electricity. So in summary, the bladeless wind turbine are actually a very good substitute to the traditional wind turbine. This is because it can operating in silently, it have very less mechanical component, it had a wide range of operational speed, it is very safe to the wildlife, and it have a very cheap cost to maintain because it doesn't require any lubrication, and it can also operating in night. With those advantages, this make him, the bladeless wind turbine, a very good competitor to the solar energy, which make it much easier to enter the urban area and to replace the solar power. Thank you.